What is a credit union?
Isn't it kind of like a bank?
Members only, right? Like a select group, like teachers and unions.
I hear it's a great place to get a car loan.
Did you know that credit unions are not for profit and member-owned? SIU Credit Union offers free checking, low-rate loans, and even gives back to the community. SIU Credit Union. We're working for you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with respect to your time, we want to go ahead and get the event started. If you would, make your way to your seats. Again, on behalf of the Marion Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to welcome you to the 97th Annual Awards Banquet and Auction. If you're back in a banquet room or somebody at your table is still at the silent auction, if you would just take a couple minutes and let them know that we're going to start the event so they can find their way to their seats. The silent auction and the wine and spirit pool will remain open during dinner, so you can still have time to do that. Before we get started, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is John Wooford. I'm a business manager at Watermark Ford Hyundai of Marion. I'm here representing the Watermark Auto Group. It's absolutely my pleasure to MC tonight's event. Different format this year that we're super excited about, and again, this is really just kind of about respecting your time and honoring some real stalwarts in our community. So we really appreciate you being here. I think, Dallas, the number is close to 500 that are here tonight. So we can't thank you enough for being here. Looks like we're having a great time at the social hour. We do want to thank the sponsor of that, Northbridge Professional Technology. Looks like everybody was having a good time, myself included. And again, welcome to tonight's event. We want to start tonight by recognizing the 2018 Board of Directors for the Marion Chamber of Commerce. If you would, when I call your name, would you please stand? I'm going to call the names off fairly rapidly, so if you wouldn't mind holding your applause until the end, that will be fantastic. And again, when your name is called, you'll stand and remain standing. So Ray Altmix with First Southern Bank, Gail Barger with Priority Staffing Group, Rodney Cabanis with Black Diamond Harley-Davidson, Ashley Church with Volkswagen of Marion, Amber Chiquetto with Crisp Container, Steve Cook with Farmers State Bank, Bo Dietrich, Illinois Army National Guard, Jessica Force representing the Williamson County Government, Hayden Gardner with Southport Bank, Kenya Garner with State Farm Insurance, Jared Garrison with the City of Marion, Cindy Gibbons with U.S. Bank, Tracy Glenn with People's National Bank, Ashley Gott with the Bank of Heron, Ted Gutierrez with Jackson County Mass Transit District, Michelle Hamilton with John A. Logan College, and Deborah Hogg with the Hospice of Southern Illinois Incorporated. Also, we'll have Janet Jensen with Auto Credit of Southern Illinois, Shannon Johnson with Visit SI, Megan Jones with Priority Professional Group, Matt Lee with First Southern Bank, Mary Jo McCurdy with First Southern Bank, Matt Mancino with Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Dr. Keith Oates with Community Unit No. 2 Schools, Dr. James D. Parker with Little Egypt Veterinary Clinic, Mindy Reed with Banterra Bank, Rick Rickert, Flanders Electric, it's my understanding Rick is ill tonight, Herbie Voss with Heartland Regional Medical Center, Kimberly Walker with Kemper CPA, and Brian Ziegler with Clarida and Ziegler Engineering Company. Please give these people a round of applause. That's your 2018 Board of Directors for the Marion Chamber. It's now my honor to introduce the Executive Director of the Marion Chamber of Commerce. A round of applause for Mrs. Dallas Ben-Avi.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's annual dinner. 2017 has been a very exciting year for the Marion Chamber. The year started off with the 96th annual dinner, and we had more than 415 people register to attend. Tonight, we have more than 500 attending. Yes. In March, we held our annual bass tournament. The event had 61 boats and raised more than $1,200 for the Marion Chamber Foundation. This event showed tremendous growth from the 2016 event that had 40 boats and raised more than $850. Thank you to the 2017 Bass Tournament Committee, and those who volunteered at the event for all your hard work organizing such a successful and fun event. In the spring, your chamber also awarded 2 scholarships, a grad spree scholarship in the amount of $1,500 to Parker Nave, and a John A. Logan 2-year tuition waiver to Leslie Garrison. Thanks to the dedicated scholarship committee members, the scholarship awards were increased in 2017 and helped these 2 outstanding graduates on their way to achieving their collegiate goals. The next event was Grad Spree, where the chamber provided close to 100 Marion High School students an entertaining and drug-free and alcohol-free night after graduation. The event is huge and a true team effort for all chamber members and the community. The Community Day Committee pulled a double duty this year with not only a fun and successful Community Day at Rentland Park, raising about $500 for the Marion Chamber Foundation, but also organizing the first block party at Heartland Regional Medical Center. The block party featured more than 20 vendors along Heartland Regional's Serenity Trail, numerous putt-putt participants and bagboard players, tons of free food and drinks and fun for all the residents. The event raised more than $1,000 for the foundation. Thank you to the Community Day Committee and the Southern Illinois Miners and Heartland Regional Medical Center for all your help raising funds for Grad Spree and scholarships and organizing memorable events for the entire community. In the fall, your chamber coordinated the annual Golf Scramble, where more than 100 golfers enjoyed a day of networking, food, drinks, fun, and of course, 2 flights of golf. The scramble raised more than $11,000 for the chamber. Thank you to the Golf Scramble Committee, along with the numerous volunteers at the event, and the golfers and sponsors who joined us on the court. In the fall, area chamber directors launched the Shop Southern Illinois program. It was an incredibly exciting collaboration of 15 chambers of commerce and a Main Street program. Numerous area businesses contributed prizes to the Shop Local campaign during the holiday season. The regional chamber directors also collaborated on a regional chamber board retreat, regional luncheons, and have quite a few exciting programs and events lined up in 2018, including an event that has been in the works for a few months, but will be announced for the first time right here, right now. Our organization will be partnering with State Senator Dale Fowler and the Carbondale Chamber of Commerce, along with other chambers of commerce that wish to participate, to hold the first ever Made in Southern Illinois Products Expo, July 28th and 29th here at the Pavilion. The expo will be a great opportunity for our local business community to showcase the impressive products and services for our local impressive products and services made and offered in Southern Illinois, and we're excited to be sharing the news with you today. More information will be announced in the weeks to come about the expo and how businesses can join and sponsor and offer products and services in the exhibition. That leaves me with our standing committees. The first off is our Legislative Affairs Committee, who not only coordinates the representation of the only chamber south of Springfield to attend the Illinois Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives Legislative Summit in Springfield in February, but also put together a hugely successful legislative summit of our own in August with more than 125 attendees. This committee is constantly monitoring government matters that could impact our community and local businesses, and I would like to thank them for the passion and dedication. On to the Marketing Committee, who worked diligently this past year to monitor the Chamber's marketing efforts, partner with Harness Digital Marketing on social media webinars, and coordinate the Sister City visit in the spring. Thank you for helping increase the visibility of the Chamber and its members. The Membership Committee has had a year of tremendous growth in programs. Not only did they oversee 22 ribbon cuttings, 10 business before or after our events, and extremely well-attended new member quarterly luncheons, but they also revamped our monthly membership luncheons and started a variety of new member benefits, including the Chamber Gift Certificate Program, Live to Lead Southern Illinois, which had 225 attendees, 12 Lunch and Learns, which had a total of 352 total attendees, mastermind groups, which sold out in the first week of releasing the registration for all 4 programs, and 12 mob events, which gave us all a good reason to go out and eat and shop locally. So it's no wonder that through their effort to thoroughly achieve their mission of being a link between the Chamber and its members, and being a catalyst for creating new programs and activities tailored to the needs of our members, that the membership committee has brought in 87 new voting members this year alone. Yes, thank you. I would also be remiss if I didn't recognize the following committees for their dedication to the Chamber as well. The nominating committee for their diligence in securing nominations for the Board of Directors election, and my favorite committee, the Remuneration Committee, which decides my salary. In all seriousness, for everyone, there's something that you could do at the Chamber. There's a member benefit for you. There's a committee for you. All you have to do is just plug yourself in. To the Board of Directors, thank you for your governance and support. Thank you for trusting me to put your vision into action. Thank you for supporting Kristen and myself through this busy yet rewarding year. And thank you for seeing us through challenges and successes and always being there to provide encouragement. Most of all, thank you to Kenya Garner for being an unflappable leader and inspiration throughout her entire year as chairman of the board. That brings me to tonight's event. The annual dinner committee has been a dream to work with, and with the help of our generous sponsors who are listed in your program this evening, they've put together a wonderful evening for you tonight, and the awards committee has chosen some outstanding award finalists to recognize tonight. I thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy a great dinner, networking, and a great show. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dallas. I am going to ask that we transition out of the social hour and into the event. So if there's anybody still back in the bar area or still back in the silent auction, we'll ask that you find your way to your seats as we get started with the event. It's customary for the incoming chair of the Board of Directors to choose who gives the invocation at the annual dinner. I'm going to ask that Janet Jensen, who is here representing Auto Credit of Southern Illinois. She has chosen Father Kenneth Schaefer to give tonight's invocation. So Janet and Father Schaefer, if you guys would please. Picked a bad night to forget my glasses at home, Father. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
What a privilege to be invited to do this for all of you. Let us pray. God and creator of the world and the universe that we live in, you are a God of many marvels, marvels of life that give us hope, joy, and a desire to be fully human. You have not only given us life, but you continue to increase that life by nourishing us with families, churches, and communities. And within these communities, our creative gifts and talents foster businesses and jobs that give dignity and meaning to our lives. Tonight, the Chamber of Commerce of Marion and our region come together to celebrate this community of Marion, to celebrate and honor businesses that help make this community a place where people and families want to live and raise their families. We come to celebrate our diversity and the heritage that enriches the present because of our history. The Chamber of Commerce gathers us together to take delight in the contributions of so many individuals and businesses that make Marion a good place to live. So tonight, enjoy the jokes, the fun, the laughter, and the stories that connect Marion, the Marion community together. Bless the food that has been prepared for us. Bless all the members of the Chamber of Commerce who work to lead this community into the future and to lead our region into the future. Bless the citizens of this city, and may the festivities of this night strengthen the bonds of this community. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Yes, thank you. I'm going to now ask that you would all join me in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. Thomas Jefferson said, "The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time." As we repeat the Pledge of Allegiance, let's remember that our flag is the symbol of that precious liberty. If you would please stand with me, and I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Yes, you can be seated, please. Thank you. We'd now like to present a video message from Governor Bruce Rauner, who was unable to make it here tonight, but hoped to commemorate this evening in a special way with the playing of this video, please.
Good evening. On behalf of the people of Illinois, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to an exciting night honoring local businesses and community leaders here at the Marion Chamber of Commerce 97th Annual Awards Banquet and Auction. Marion is one of my favorite communities in Illinois because of the hardworking, entrepreneurial folks here. The hometown feel and neighborly attitudes throughout the area showcase Illinois at its best. I want to start by saying thank you to Marion Chamber members for the contributions you make to the local economy, for the jobs you create, and for the service you deliver to this community. The people of Illinois owe you our gratitude. Next, I want to congratulate the award finalists being celebrated tonight, especially the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois, the 2017 Marion Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year. Your spirit of enterprise, commerce, and community service is a role model that can inspire business organizations throughout our state. And I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize a man who is a true example of excellence in public service, the one and only Mayor Bob Butler. Bob is stepping down this month after more than 50 years of service. He has governed with integrity and fairness. He has steered the city of Marion through good economic times and bad, through natural disasters and building booms, always with grace and with a single-minded dedication to what is best for the people of this community. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your many years of service to Marion, and congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. I'm so grateful for the work of the Marion Chamber of Commerce and all of the support you give local businesses. Thank you for letting me be part of your celebration, and have a wonderful, memorable evening.
Thank you. Now for my favorite part of the evening, it's time for dinner. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, I'm going to ask you to please continue to enjoy dinner and dessert. I do think we need to have a round of applause for Great Boars of Fire. We're a couple minutes late getting started with this portion because I did have to finish my piece of cheesecake before we started this, so it was very good, and thank you guys. Again, please continue to enjoy your dinner, but we are going to get started with the awards portion of the program tonight. I mentioned earlier there's a lot of effort that goes into this. Honored to be the MC of it because you get to see a lot of the behind the work effort that goes into this, or behind the scenes work and effort that goes into this and pulling this off. It really is kind of a, next year's dinner starts when this one ends. So it's nice to see the culmination of that here tonight. We're going to ask the following people, if I read your name off, to please stand and be recognized. Again, I'll read these off fairly quickly, so we'll hold our applause till the end. But if you're representing one of the following boards, businesses, or offices, if you would please stand. State Senator Dale Fowler, State Representative Dave Severin, who I did see earlier, Big Dave's here. If you're here with the City of Marion, the Williamson County Government, Marion Unit 2 Schools, John A. Logan College, Southern Illinois University, Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois, Regional Economic Development Corporation, Visit SI, or the Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Directors and Staff. Would you please rise and receive this round of applause? Thank you guys for being here tonight. Unfortunately, it seems like an annual occurrence. There are some people that, for whatever reasons, cannot be here tonight. We'd like to recognize those individuals as well. And what we've done is we'd like to pay our respects to those that we've lost in the past year. And while they're gone, we certainly will not forget them. I'm going to ask that you join me in a moment of silence to honor those folks in the best way that you see fit. Thank you. Time now to introduce the outgoing chairman, Ms. Kenya Garner. Kenya, if you would make your way up to the stage. Kenya Garner has served, yes, please. Served on the Marion Chamber's Board of Directors since 2005. Of course, she's going to serve as the executive committee one more year as the immediate.
Oh, you didn't have to. I was just
well,
waiting.
I thought you were falling down the stairs
no,
when you stopped.
I was just waiting.
Kenya Garner.
Oh, the light's not working. Oh, good thing I wrote really big. Don't think there's a lot. It's just my papers. I think that Dallas pretty much covered everything in her speech of all the events we had in 2017. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, like my chamber board meetings. I have a record, maybe 20 minutes, so we can get them in and out of there. This past year has really been a great experience for me. I have been honored to represent the Marion Chamber of Commerce. I've gotten to work with and know a lot of fun and really dedicated people, and I know that Dallas mentioned the committees that are out there, but I wanted to mention the people. Hayden Gardner, Bo Dietrich, Tracy Glenn, Mindy Reed, Ashley Gott, Mary Jo McCurdy, Tony Perkins, Amber Chiquetto, Matt, I don't know how to pronounce it right, Carnegie, Misty Cobb. These people are the chairmen of all the many committees we have, from the annual dinner to marketing to legislative affairs. And without their hard work and dedication, these events wouldn't happen. But also, I want to thank Dallas and Kristen. I know we kind of sometimes take for granted what they do for us because we're so used to them taking care of everything. Even tonight, as we had some changes last minute, Dallas just picked it up and moved on, and we got it taken care of. So I thank them for keeping everybody organized and informed. And lastly, I'd like to thank my husband. He gave me a lecture on what not to say this year, since I maybe said something I shouldn't last year. And I did get him to attend many events, although no matter how hard I tried, I could not get him to commit to go to the grad spree and work overnight with me. I really tried with the free hamburgers from McDonald's and all that stuff, but he wouldn't have anything to do with it. And then lastly, I am a little concerned that after my year as the chairman, I thought, you know, I had a good year, I had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people. But when I am getting ready to leave, the mayor decides to retire. So I hope that one doesn't have any correlation with the other. So I know I brought the Eclipse Ray Alt Mix, no matter whether you try and claim it. That was my plan for last year, and I got it done. But then the mayor retires on me. So I want to thank everybody, all the chamber members, board members, everybody who has helped my year go so smooth, quick, and pretty easy, I got to say. I would like to recognize and thank Doug Kimmel for he is an outgoing board member for the Marion Chamber Board this year, so he is finishing up his term. And then I would like to welcome Herbie Voss. He will be a new board member for the Marion Chamber this year. And Herbie's with Heartland Regional Medical Center. Then, I'm going to try and lift this up in my really big font. I would like to introduce the 2018 Chamber officers. You can stand when I call your name. Our treasurer is Kimberly Walker with Kemper CPA. Secretary is Amber Chiquetto with Crisp Container. Second vice chair is Ashley Church with Volkswagen of Marion. First vice chair is Gail Barger with Priority Staffing. And our chairman for next year is Janet Jensen with Auto Credit of Southern Illinois.
So it is my honor and my duty as the new chair of the Marion Chamber Board of Directors to present Kenya a plaque recognizing her hard work and her dedication over the past year as the chairman of our board of directors. And then it's our tradition that we usually present roses to the wife of the outgoing board member, or the spouse. And somehow I didn't think Jack would enjoy that. But Jack, I'd like to invite you up on stage to thank you for all of your patience and your support. Even if you didn't go to grad spree, we do have something for you.
Jan and I thought I was promised roses and a tiara. This is not a tiara.
There might be one in here.
Oh, we have to wait. We got to get a picture.
Oh.
There's
cigarettes in this.
Okay.
Now you can walk upstairs and that back.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay. Good evening again. First of all, tonight, I want to thank Jared Garrison and all of his staff for all their hard work that we could enjoy this beautiful pavilion of the city of Marion tonight. And then next, I want to recognize and thank my daughter, Miranda. She drove down from Springfield just to be with me tonight. Miranda, I love you, and I appreciate all that you do. Last year, I listened as Doug and Kenya gave their speeches. Kenya reminded us that Doug remodeled and expanded the airport during his term. And then Kenya, as she reminded us already, promised and delivered an eclipse and challenged me to top that. Well, what do I have to tell you? I don't have anything near as exciting to share with you this evening. Truly, all I have is me. I tell people I work with that I'm pretty straightforward, and what you see is what you get. I'm very honest, and I'm extremely loyal. And here's my message for the evening. My heart and my soul are committed to the Marion Chamber of Commerce. I am passionate about the Chamber. I sincerely mean that. I take great pride in what a fantastic organization we have here in Marion. Many of my very best friends are Chamber members. Some I met outside of the Chamber, but many I met through our mutual service to our community. A pretty common question that we all get asked all the time is, what can the Chamber of Commerce do for me? For me personally, it helped me become a part of the community. I was very lucky when I moved back to Southern Illinois and began my career in radio. My sales manager required us to attend Chamber ribbon cuttings and business after hours. It helped me gain confidence and make contacts. Many of those contacts have become clients and lifelong friends of mine. Which reminds me, I need to thank Steve Taylor tonight. Steve is a former client, he's my friend, and he's also my boss. When I decided I wanted to leave radio and go back to work for him as part of the auto credit team, I had to explain about my commitment to the Chamber and make sure he was okay with that. Steve was very gracious when I spoke to him about my involvement and when I explained that I would need to take time to attend various and many meetings, especially this year when I would be chairman. He was and is now very supportive, and I appreciate him and all of my coworkers. Thanks, Steve, for being so understanding about the time that I miss. And to all the other employers in the audience, thank you for being supportive of your employees as they spend their time helping the Marion Chamber of Commerce. Now that the speech is about over, I can say I look forward to the rest of the year because I have watched and I've learned from Ashley, from Doug, and from Kenya during their years as chair. Gail is my first vice chair, Gail Lanham, and we all know that she will be a huge support for me. I know we hold the best events, we have the best board of directors, the best committee chairs, and the best members. Plus we have Dallas, who is so organized, and Kristen with her many talents. With that team in place, 2018 will be another fantastic year. Thank you for coming tonight and enjoy the rest of the evening.
I mean, Janet, I know an eclipse is a big deal, but we live on the New Madrid fault line. If you wanted to promise an earthquake, I mean, you could go there. Surely that would top an eclipse. Okay, let's move on to the awards presentations tonight. Pretty excited about the new format. We're doing something a little bit different this year. That's going to be an understatement. This year we released the names of the finalists for each award. There have been some very hairy moments when people who were winning awards have stepped out during dinner and gone to get coffee, made plans to not be here and things like that. So this was a way to kind of avoid some of those pitfalls. So this gave each person the time to get to know the finalists, to celebrate their honor with them before the winner was announced tonight. So we'd heard a lot of great feedback about this change and hope it all makes a great experience, not only for the finalists and winners, but for everybody as well. So what we'll do here, the first award this evening is the Award of Excellence. The Award of Excellence is one that's not presented every year. When this award is given, it's usually to someone who goes above and beyond what's needed of them. This year's recipient is no exception. Again, I'm going to ask Kenya Garner and Dallas Benavides back to the stage to tell you more about this year's recipient.
Hello, everyone. Did you know that Mayor Robert Butler is the second longest current serving mayor? Mayor Butler has served 54 years and 273 days, to be exact. But there is one man who has served longer than Mayor Butler. His name is Charles Long, and he's the mayor of Boonville, Kentucky. I reached out to Mayor Long and invited him to tonight's dinner, but with the inclement weather and long drive, the 98-year-old Mayor Long could not attend tonight's event. He did, however, record a video and pen a letter to share with you tonight.
As I was thinking here this morning about you retiring, sometimes I think about retiring, but I won't. I lost my wife and daughter, and I try to stay busy. I was born in 1919, and run for mayor in 1954, and I had no idea that when I was doing that it'd last this long. Right now, I'm 98, I'll be 99 in October the 14th. I know what it means to be a mayor in a little small community, because when I first went in as mayor in 1958, Boonville didn't have nothing. I was surprised because the only thing they had was a wheelbarrow and a bunch of hand tools, and they never had a vehicle of no kind, never had no water nor sewage, never had street lights, never had hardly any sidewalks. So they didn't get no money, never had much money, because the only money they got back then was taxes from the property. So they never had nothing to work with. And when they had a board meeting, they just sit there and talk, a bunch of old men. And I said, what in the world have I got into? My father was one of them. So I didn't know what to stay with them or not. So I said, I better try to do a little something or another. So we got along very good, but finally electricity started coming into Owsley County in the 50s, and it started sort of picking up. So we needed something. So one day when the newspaper come out, there's a lot of money for little small counties that was poor or never had no water nor sewage, and the government had allocated a lot of money for some small communities. So I answered it and got a call to come to Huntington, West Virginia. So I went to Huntington, West Virginia, me and Carl Reynolds. Carl said, I'm going to go with you. You need to go by yourself. So we went to Huntington, stayed all night, and the next day we went to the federal building where the people was with the federal money, and I made my plea for Boonville, and we got it. So we come back to Boonville with money for our water and sewage. So from that day on, we've picked up. Right today, we have water practically over all Owsley County, and some of the other counties we've helped out with. So I'm proud to say today that Boonville is picked up, and it is a little beautiful county. Now, through this Christmas program we had this year, it was one of the most beautiful parades I ever saw. I'm very tickled with the girls at the office that had done it, because I didn't think they could be as good as it was. But I'm proud to say that I was proud to see Boonville and as beautiful as it. And all the years I've been here, I never saw it like this. And I hope you have a happy retirement. I'm still going, but as long as the Lord lets me go, I'm going to go on. And I hope you have a real good retirement in the rest of your life.
Thank you to the Boonville Mayor, Charles Long, and the staff of the City of Boonville for working with us to provide that video. And before we present the letter from Mayor Long to Mayor Butler, we have another surprise for you.
It's your part. Oh, it's my part. I'm looking for another video.
Sorry, she's new.
And I can't see. Since 1963, Mayor Robert Butler has been leading our great city. He has helped bring about more opportunity for our residents, spearheaded tremendous growth, led the city through challenges where we came out stronger on the other end, and he's remained Marion's biggest supporter.
The partnership between the Marion Chamber of Commerce and the City of Marion is strong and continues to grow each year. That is due in part to Mayor Butler. The mission of the Marion Chamber is to build a healthy economy and improve the quality of life in our community, and I can think of no other person who personifies that mission more than Mayor Robert Butler. Thank you for your decades of service to our city and all of its people and businesses. We are so honored to present you with the 2017 Award of Excellence.
Now, Mayor Butler, you are going to get a chance to speak in just a minute, I promise. Next, I would like to welcome the Illinois Municipal League Executive Director, Brad Cole, to the stage.
Thank you and good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. It's nice that the mayor let me come over from Carbondale, suburb of Marion, of course, and to celebrate his 55 years in office, which is almost equal to 8 years in Carbondale that I did. I'm here tonight on behalf of the 1,298 municipalities, the cities, villages, and towns in Illinois, to offer a congratulatory resolution to Mayor Butler. The resolution speaks for the last 55 years of his service and accomplishment. And I think there's no better place than tonight before the business community to recognize the work that he's done to build this community and to build this region. The Illinois Municipal League, where I work now, honored Mayor Butler in 2015 with its first Lifetime of Service Award that was presented in Chicago at our annual conference. Tonight, it is my pleasure to present this resolution to him, recognizing his lifetime of service. He is the longest continuously serving mayor in Illinois. And this gentleman, who you might learn a few things from, he didn't say anything about the telephone, but they've got electricity down there. Longest continuously serving mayor in Illinois and second longest serving in the United States. Presented on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Illinois Municipal League, congratulating Mayor Robert L. Butler for his lifelong service to the city of Marion, commending him and his wife Louetta and their daughter Beth for their contributions to the betterment of this community, this region, and this state. Mayor Butler, it is my pleasure to present this to you as your friend and your admirer, and I thank you for your service.
You can talk now.
Oh. Kenya says I can talk now. The other day I was extolling the virtues of the great people of the city of Marion, and somebody said, well, what about your enemies? And I said, I don't have any. I outlived them all. And then a voice from somewhere said, there is one of us left. So occasionally I'll drive around the square and see the monument up there, and I see it with mixed emotions. I always thought when they erected a monument for somebody, it was after they died. And I mentioned that to somebody, and they said, well, maybe you died and you just haven't recognized it yet. But the monument was paid for by contributions from many private citizens. I think it was a great testament to the character of the people of the city. I guess I've had a long-going love affair with the city and its people. And I must say that it has been an enjoyable ride. There is a striking resemblance in that statue to me. And I think that is one of the reasons that the pigeons are afraid to roost on that monument. But nonetheless, it has been a great journey. We have managed to hit a lick now and then, but always we have been united, driving in the same direction for the same mission. And so it is my fervent desire, as I retire from the office of mayor of the city of Marion, that this unification, this united effort will continue far into the future. Having said that, I thank you.
I'll bring it back.
Mayor Butler has also prepared a video for us, so let's take just a minute and watch this, please.
Good evening. At this time, I speak to the chamber for the last time as the mayor of the city of Marion. It is an appropriate time for me to make a confession. I confess I have thoroughly enjoyed being the mayor of the city of Marion. I further confess I have not felt deserving of the honor, but I have tried. I've had the rare opportunity, in cooperation with many others, including the 25 city commissioners with whom I have served, to make a real difference for the city and our people. Few public officials can truthfully make that statement. Opportunities have arisen from time to time, I have been aggressive in trying to seize the opportunity. I have done so even though on occasion there were substantial risks involved. My detractors have always been quick to point out the risks. I have continuously said when potentially worthwhile endeavors are on the horizon that I want to know why they can be made to work, not how they should not work. I cannot discuss in detail in a few minutes everything that has occurred in my 54 years as mayor, but I will mention a few highlights and maybe a couple lowlights. Periodically, the offices of mayor and city commissioner come up for election. Anyone who meets the relatively few requirements can become a candidate. I have been a candidate for mayor 14 times. There has been a distinct deterioration in civility in campaign elections between then and now. I do not believe in negative campaigning. I believe in being positive, being upbeat. A lack of civility in campaign surfaced against me in my last election. Early on election day, there appeared on the internet a report Mayor Butler had suffered a heart attack. My opponent disclaimed any responsibility. Certainly, no supporter of mine would have made such a report. Apparently, that had little impact on the election. In 1982, Marion was visited by a tornado that killed 10, injured hundreds, and did $60 million in property damage. Recovery was relatively quick and provided impetus for economic development for years into the future. The character of the citizens of Marion shone brightly throughout. The business community stepped forward in unprecedented measure. Some of the most significant developments while I have been mayor include the $6 million flood control project that virtually eliminated flooding in the city of Marion, the new $12 million cultural and civic center, the $13 million hub recreation center, the $3 million pavilion, the $9 million sewer plant, the new $2 million police department facility, the $250,000 senior citizen center, the $150,000 Lighthouse homeless shelter building, the $1 million plus Carnegie Library renovation and expansion, the $2 million inducement for Circuit City to build a $40 million distribution center employing 180 people, participation in a limited way in construction of the $60 million Illinois Center Mall, which became the catalyst for unprecedented development, making available also $20 million in tax increment financing for the development of the Cocopella subdivision and golf complex. And finally, $60 million for construction of the Boynton Street Community Center. It is no wonder that Marion has been designated as one of the best cities in the state of Illinois, as well as one of the best 100 small cities in the entire country. We have been fortunate indeed to have local citizens make significant investments in the city. Oftentimes, at some risk, our local businessmen have undertaken projects that have required a considerable expenditure of their own money. By doing so, we saw jobs being created and the business community enhanced. Members of the Marion Chamber have been at the forefront of many of these endeavors. It should be clear then why I call Marion the hub of the universe. The City Council adopted a 2-cent per gallon gasoline tax. I know of no one who likes taxation, but in many cases it is necessary. The gasoline tax was expected to provide sufficient funds to hard surface every street in the city. That would cover 200 miles of streets. A prominent businessman called at my office before the gasoline tax passed. He placed 7 crisp $100 bills on my desk, and he says, "Mayor, those are yours if you will kill the gasoline tax." I was irate. It disturbed me that he thought I could be bought. It disturbed me that he thought I could be bought so cheap. Needless to say, he left my office immediately, never to return. While the city was undertaking major projects, the business community continued to proliferate. Marion must be the banking capital of Southern Illinois, with no less than 12 banks and financial institutions doing business. New car agencies have substantially the same status. National restaurant chains continue to find a home in Marion. All of these businesses are here because the people in charge have determined Marion is the place to be. Our population has gradually increased to the point we have more than any city in Southern Illinois except Carbondale, which counts 14,000 SIU students in their population. I am fundamentally a slow thinker. I was 90 years old before I recognized my limitations. By then it was too late. Given the opportunity and the support and cooperation of many others, I had helped bring to fruition major endeavors I could not imagine in the beginning. Often overlooked is the day-to-day efficient operation of the city government. Approximately 200 personnel are required. I can say with undeniable candor, the city personnel today are the most professional, dedicated staff employed while I have been mayor. This is a contributing factor to the city's sound fiscal condition. Finally, I must tell you, my career has been blessed in many ways. The greatest of all has been the unwavering support and encouragement of my wife and daughter, Louetta and Dr. Beth. It is my fervent desire that as each of you slide down the banister of life, all of the splinters point in the right direction. Good evening and thank you.
Mayor Butler, so many great accomplishments there. Maybe you're icing on the cake. I know I'm probably not the only SIU grad in here, but that last little cherry on top of everything you've done is I believe we have stolen the bagel man from Carbondale. He's making his way to Marion. Mayor Butler, thank you very much. Our next award is the Mayor's Service Award. The Mayor's Service Award is chosen by Mayor Butler and the Marion Chamber Awards Committee. The past few years, winners have included Clarence Bagby Jr., John Goss, Doug Bradley, Lynn Holmes, Dr. Beth Butler, and Glenn Clarida. This year, the finalists are Gail Barger with Priority Staffing Group, Bill Nilsson, and Mike Pinto with the Southern Illinois Miners. Okay, I had a horrible nightmare last night. You remember that time Steve Harvey read off like the wrong award winner? It's my greatest fear tonight. So the winner of the 2017 Mayor's Service Award please be right. Is Mike Pinto.
I need to move this down a little bit. In 2006, I got a phone call from Eric Haig from the Southern Illinois Miners and was telling me about this brand new baseball team that they were putting in Marion, Illinois. I'm from Chicago, lived there my whole life, and had never been south of Champaign. I didn't realize that I was coming truly to the hub of the universe. And ultimately, for those of you that know baseball, the Southern Illinois Miners are the hub of independent baseball. We've become one of the winningest teams ever in the history of the Frontier League, certainly, but in all of independent baseball. And I first of all need to thank some people. First of all, congratulations to both Bill and Gail. I'm really honored that I would get this. Second of all, to thank the Simmons family, John and Jane Simmons, who came in from Alton, Illinois tonight to be here. I thank you very much for your trust and support and to give me the opportunity I have with the Miners. I have an incredible staff with Kathy Perry and John Wilson and all the people that work with us. And my wife, Lynn, who is incredibly supportive and patient for all the hours that I spend doing this. This is an incredible honor, and I'm very touched, especially in this last year of Mayor Butler, to have this award with his name means the world to me. So thank you very much.
Oops, sorry, Mike. Well, you may have noticed that tonight has been about celebrating our 2017 Business and Industry of the Year. The winner this year was the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois. From their display that you may have seen in the banquet room to the blue colors, the blue tuxedos, even the blimp at one point in the expo hall, we're really centered tonight's event around them in order to celebrate all they've accomplished in 2017. Congratulations to the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois for receiving the 2017 Business Industry of the Year Award, which is sponsored by Clark Transportation Services. Let's take a look at the Business Industry of the Year winner.
This airport has always meant a lot to me, and I'm honored that we've been able to go ahead with some of the plans and make it an even greater airport for the future. There were an awful lot of deficiencies in the operations of the existing terminal before this one was built. We were too small. We just weren't capable of meeting the needs of this community. For the last 10 years, working with the airport director, Douglas Kimmel, we've been putting together this plan which culminated in this beautiful building.
This project represents a $15 million investment, not only from the federal government, but from local airport funds, carefully planned, carefully allocated to get the best return on investment that we can to offer our region a modern airline terminal facility from which to operate from. A project like this for a regional airport really is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
We got the idea and developed it to make a state-of-the-art terminal, and fortunately we were able to pull that off.
The old building was approximately 17,000 square feet. The new terminal, 23,400 square feet. Certainly every square foot, every inch that went into the design and construction of this building was something that was carefully analyzed. It's simplistic in nature to some degree. It's really a rectangle. It allows departing passengers to have airline check-in ticketing on one side of the building. It provides a centralized lobby waiting area along with the security checkpoint and hold room in the middle. And on the other side of the building is arriving passengers with baggage claim and rental car functions so that those passengers can come and go at the same time and not impact one another. As large of a project as this was for a regional airport, we knew we had to put systems in place that could meet today's needs but be expanded onto in the future as well. And this project is intended to last for 50 years.
Young people today will see this, and perhaps 1 or 2 or 20 of them will be inspired to learn to fly, to be in aviation, to be in whatever the future holds for America.
It is with great pride that I now announce the renaming of this spot as the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois.
We chose the name Veterans Airport because of the constant, long-term connection between young men and women from this area who've left here and gone on to defend our country, and we think it's important that we recognize and honor our veterans. This airport is not just a monument to the past, but this airport is also a goal for the people of the future of this community. They should see this airport as their stepping stone to the 21st and beyond.
Oftentimes, the airport's the front door to a community. I think we are all proud now that this facility, as it represents our region, can be that first impression.
To help us honor them tonight, I'm going to ask Miss Deborah Hogg and Miss Jennifer Lee with the Hospice of Southern Illinois, which was the year before's Business Industry of the Year, to please make their way to the stage to help present this award. Again, I'm going to ask that you welcome your 2017 Business Industry of the Year recipient, the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois. Coming to the stage, they'll be represented by Airport Board Chairman Mike Troop and Greg Smothers, and the Airport Director, Mr. Doug Kimmel. Thank you, sir.
This bunch standing up here with me, Dr. Michael Troop on the end, Randy Youngblood next to him, Dr. Bob Meese. I can't think of your last name, Greg. Greg Smothers. I'm sorry. Greg's the newest member, and my mind is getting old and feeble. And next to him is our wonderful director, Douglas Kimmel. What I plan to do tonight is, like the Academy Award winners, name everybody who ever took anything to do with this whole program, but I guess I'll just cut it down to a few thank yous. The airport is not, as some people might think, a cleared space where airplanes land. The airport is a finely tuned, intricately worked out machine for the benefit not only of airplanes and pilots, but for the whole community, the whole region. We've worked hard, a lot of people have worked hard, to make that machine the finest one anywhere around. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention just a few of the people who've made that machine work. There's the Midwest Aviation people, Steve Colson and all his people. They do a great job every day. They're our fixed base operator. The crash and rescue truck, which is there for every flight that comes in, and every commercial flight. Williamson County Fire Protection District, Jeremy Norris is their chief. Those boys work hard. The tower controllers, that's an unseen group of people that are in on each and every airplane activity anywhere around in our neighborhood, and we are really proud of them. Jeff McMillian is our chief, and those guys make a wonderful contribution. Cape Air, of course, is the visible substance out there. Suzette Wiggs and her people are there 7 days a week, loading those airplanes, loading that baggage, getting you off to your destination, welcoming your friends and neighbors back in when they come back to town. Our TSA staff, they're the people that keep you safe. They have kind of an unheralded job. They don't get a lot of pats on the back, but John Hersey and his people are there. Peggy is here, Peggy Ott, Chris Patterson, Cheryl Dunlop, would you stand up just a second, ladies, please, and wave at us? There you go. Thank you. And, of course, our airport staff. You saw Brent O'Neill driving our blimp around here tonight. He's our Zeppelin driver. And he and Caleb Pierce are here tonight. Brent and Caleb, where are you? I can't see you with this spotlight on, but anyway, and Hope Patterson is our secretary, receptionist, spiritual leader. She's the one that must be obeyed out there. She can't be here tonight, but we're awful proud of her. And then at the top of the list, oh, I left out Tim. We got a new intern from SIU, Tim Hameister. And Tim, you've only been here like a week or so, but we're looking for great things from you. So we appreciate all the work that you do. And topping the list is the man that makes it all possible, our wonderful airport director. It's hard to say enough about Doug Kimmel, whether it's the things he does on a day-to-day basis, like keeping the deer off the runway, for heaven's sakes, like dickering with a dealer for a new truck or a new broom for our airport runway sweeping, or maybe sitting in Washington, D.C. testifying before a Senate committee on airport. That's the kind of guy that Doug Kimmel is, and we're so blessed to have him with us. So this award doesn't go to us, these guys standing up here. The award goes to the people that I named. And Doug, would you please present that to them in the future? Thank you.
John, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gosh, there's probably some people in this room that will help you get deer off the runway, especially towards the end of the year. Congratulations, you guys, and thank you very much. Up next is our Young Professional Leadership Award. This is sponsored by Doggy Styles. This award recognizes a chamber member who demonstrates excellence and initiative in their business or profession and is under the age of 40. Some of the past winners of the award include Meredith Ash, Tiffany Sievers, Steve Lunn, Tim Arsenault, Matt Mancino, and of course last year's recipient Tony Perkins with U.S. Bank and Erica Pancoast. I'm going to ask Janet Jensen if she would make her way up here. Janet's with Auto Credit of Southern Illinois to help present this award. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. Janet's filling in. Tony was unable to be with us tonight. So I want to take just a couple of quick minutes. For those of you that know Tony, she's a gigantic chamber supporter. She's an amazing woman to work with. She's currently in a courageous battle with cancer, which is why she was unable to be here tonight. So what Dallas has decided to do here is we're just going to take a few minutes. We're going to try technology. I am not the best at this, so Dallas's daughter has agreed to loan me her phone, which she assured. Oh my gosh, what are all these Snapchats? Should I read some of these? It looks like they're from boys. These Snapchats on here. Okay, she told me if I swipe this way, I may have just erased one of them. Okay, there it goes. So what I'm going to do is we're going to record a video for Tony. I'm just going to point this phone at you. I'm going to hit record, and on 3, 2, 1, if you guys would, we're just going to say, "We support you, Tony," just as loud as you can. So I will say 3, 2, 1, "We support you, Tony," right? And then Dallas will take this phone and send it to her. So let's see if we can get this on the first shot. If we don't, it will be clearly my fault. Let's go over here. Okay, so video is right. And don't laugh. This is the most nerve-wracking part of the night. Ready? I'll do video, and we'll say 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's perfect. I should probably take a quick selfie. What? There we go. That could send that along with it. Okay, Dallas, I may have actually pulled that off. I think it may be recorded and good to go. So thank you, guys. I know that'll mean the world to her, so I'll check those Snapchats later. So let's do this. The finalists for the Young Professional Leadership Award this year were, and please feel free here to applaud each candidate, Ashley Church with Volkswagen of Marion, Heather Goins-Evans with Priority Staffing Group, and Aaron Kopek with Higher Level Powered by Extra Help. I won't lie to you, I've always wanted to say this, and the winner is the 2017 Young Professional Leadership Award goes to Miss Ashley Church. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm certainly humbled. Really wasn't prepared with that with Tony. That got me a little emotional, so I know our thoughts are all with her. What an amazing honor. You heard the list of past winners, and it's an honor to be amongst those. Also, you know, both of the other women, both Erin and Heather, are both amazing women, and I've actually nominated one of them for this award before, so I'm happy to be standing up here. Want to thank my family, of course. I'm not the crier of the bunch, so you don't have to worry about that tonight, especially my husband, Nate, who gives me all the support in the world to work long hours and do things with the chamber and everything like that. It is certainly a pleasure to be a part of the Marion business community. As we've heard here over and over tonight, that this is definitely the place that people want to be in Southern Illinois to work. And I've actually had the opportunity to work for 5 different businesses and organizations that are members of the Marion Chamber. So I'm very, very proud to have been a part of the Marion Chamber for so long. And last but not least, of course, want to give a special thanks to Mayor Butler tonight. Your vision for Marion has been amazing and what you've been able to execute. And Mayor Butler is probably the reason that most of us here in this room tonight have the opportunity to come and work in Marion. So I thank everyone very much.
Ashley, congratulations. The Distinguished Chamber Member Award, sponsored by Clearwave Communication. It recognizes a chamber member who's made significant contributions to the community through the Marion Chamber of Commerce. This person will demonstrate personal and professional leadership in the community. Some recent winners have included Brian Ziegler, Deborah Hogg, Kimberly Walker, Tracy Glenn, and last year's recipient, Amber Chiquetto. Please welcome Amber, if she would come to the stage to help us present this year's winner. The finalists for the Distinguished Chamber Member Award are, I gotta tell you, this was as you make your way up here, when you sit in on these chamber planning events, this is probably the one I'm most nervous to read. There was some real bad blood in these meetings that we had to kind of separate. When you put chamber members against each other, especially some of the heavy hitters here, you guys remember, if you win, let's win with some dignity. I don't want any fighting, okay? Ashley. Ashley got with the Bank of Heron, Mindy Reed with Banterra Bank, and Celia Robertson with House to Home Realty. All right, our 2017 distinguished member is Mindy Reed. As well. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, so first of all, it's funny that they gave Kenya and I a microphone because if anybody knows us, they usually take the microphones away from us. I'm surprised. First of all, I want to thank the other nominees, Celia and Ashley. Ashley, definitely, because he had promised to pull a Kanye moment, and I threatened to wear a pantsuit because I was willing to go down for this if I had to. So, since I chose to not wear the pantsuit, thank you, Ashley, for remaining seated. This particular award is super special to me, and it's because of the fact that it wasn't that long ago that I actually had no idea what the chamber was. And I remember sitting in my 3rd month of meetings for the membership committee, and I finally just had to say, what is the chamber? I don't understand what the chamber is. And I felt so stupid, but everybody just kind of welcomed me and gave me a good idea of what the chamber was about. Some of the people that have really been mentors for me is Mary Jo, Deb, Tracy, Kenya, Ashley, Janet, Shannon, Ray, even you, Ray, Jared, Jessica, my homie over here. But Gail and Mary Jo have been tremendous mentors for me. And Gail used to always say, you know, when you get involved in the chamber, it's not about, and I feel like this is someone else's quote, but it's not about what the chamber can do for you, but what you can do for the chamber. And so at some point in time, I had to just be able to step back and be like, okay, if I'm going to turn this into something that's meaningful for me, I'm going to have to dedicate myself 100% for this. And so it takes a village to be able to do this. So the people that I want to thank for me to be able to have been a nominee for the Distinguished Chamber Member are my branches, because I have a fantastic team at both of my branches at Banterra Bank. If it wasn't for me being able to leave and know that those branches will be handled the same way they would if I was there when I'm not there, I wouldn't be able to be as active as I've been. I've been out in the community, and I've actually had people ask me if I work for the chamber because I'm so active in so many of these committees. So definitely my teams, Rachel and Jordan are here tonight. They run the branch when I'm not there. My boss, my sensei, Amber Pentecost, I know you're out there. Thank you for telling me, get involved in the community and, you know, submerge yourself, see what kind of networking we can do. My posse, my friends, my family out there, thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. And, of course, John Woodford back here.
Mindy, you shouldn't have.
Oh, I'm sorry. My parents, my mom and dad made it here tonight, which is great. My dad's in a 3-piece suit. This is amazing. My dad always told me, if there's anything you do in life, do it 100%. You know, when I finally decided that I was going to be an adult, make my way into this world, do it 100%. My mom, don't settle. I haven't yet. And then my little girl, her name is Jillian, she just turned 5 on Christmas Eve, and she obviously is sitting at home waiting to hear if I won this award or not. But anyway, I thank you guys all for standing here and listening to me talk for a minute.
Congratulations.
Mindy promised me going down the stairs she'd let us know when she became an adult. Okay, we'll move on to the next award. This is the Citizen of the Year Award. It's sponsored by Watermark Auto Group. It goes to an individual who has shown significant contribution to our community and who has excelled in the field outside the chamber. Recent winners of the award have included Doug Peebles, John Cavanis, Gail West, Mike Absher, and last year's winner was Dave Clark with Clark Transportation Services. So again, I'll ask Dave if you would to make your way up to the stage and help present this year's award. The finalists for the Citizen of the Year are Bo Dietrich with the Illinois Army National Guard, Deborah Fry with BNI Mid-America and Fryworks and Associates Consulting, and John Markley with Centerstone. Our 2017 Citizen of the Year is Bo Dietrich with the Illinois Army National Guard. quick.
Well, I joined the chamber a few years ago, and I came with two things that I wanted to do. I wanted to, tell people what I do. I wanted to educate the community about the National Guard, but also I wanted to learn. So thank you, chamber members. Thank you to the Marion Chamber of Commerce for welcoming me, to teaching me so much. I've learned so much in the last few years, and I'm incredibly thankful for those experiences, and I'll carry them with me wherever I go. I would certainly be remiss if I didn't say thank you to my wife, Sarah. Daily, I bounce ideas off of her. I talk to her about things that I have going on. And the long story short, when you're involved in organizations like the chamber or other things in the community, it takes a lot of time. As many of you know, involvement usually directly equates to time spent away from your family, time spent away from home. And she has supported me, and I am so incredibly blessed to have her in my corner. When I found out I was nominated for this Citizen of the Year, I thought it was very interesting because the National Guard has coined the phrase citizen soldier. And a little history lesson here. The National Guard dates back to 1636. We're the oldest branch of the military, and what it was mainly composed of was members of the community that would band together and protect their way of life when called upon. Fast forward to today, and you have the Illinois National Guard with approximately 10,000 members in it, many of which live in the communities right here. Many of you probably know someone that's in the National Guard, and at any given time when called upon, they'll push pause on their professional lives, their personal lives, their family, and they will move forward to do what's necessary to preserve the American way of life. That alone speaks volumes about the men and women that are in our organization. So, I stand before you tonight incredibly, incredibly thankful to represent those people. And just know that in moving forward, I will do my absolute best to represent those people as well as the members of the community in which I serve. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
You know, I'm a 7-year veteran of the Illinois Army National Guard myself. You guys remember that movie with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson when they meet? Like Tom Cruise has one little thing. I'm pretty sure my uniform never looked like that. So, Bo, congratulations, man. Okay, our next award is the Distinguished Business Award. Recognizes a chamber member business that has made significant contributions to the community. The award is sponsored by Southern Illinois University. The Marion Chamber Awards Committee created the award in 2017, and this is the first time that it's being presented. So to help us present this award, again, I'll ask Kenya Garner to make her way back to the stage, and then I'll announce the finalists. All right, our finalists for the Distinguished Business Award are Clearwave Communications, Heartland Regional Medical Center, and House to Home Realty. All right, please join me in congratulating the 2017 Distinguished Business Clearwave Communications.
Coach, congratulations, man. This is your guys' to keep as well. Okay.
I would like to thank the Chamber quite a bit for this award, and I am humbled to accept it on behalf of the 80-plus employees that we have working for us at Clearwave. We've got some of our representatives up here who you're used to seeing probably at the Chamber events. We've got Brenda, Rob, and Matt, who along with Rocky attend most of the Chamber events here. They're just a representation of the employees we have that wake up every morning dedicated to providing the southern part of Illinois with state-of-the-art broadband service, and I'm proud to be here representing them. We do provide service in over 23 counties in southern Illinois, but when we decided where we would put our hub, our network operating system where everything comes to, where else would you go but the hub of the universe, Marion, Illinois. So again, thank you for this award, and I accept it on behalf of all the employees at Clearwave. Thank you.
Congratulations, you guys.
We're now going to present the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award, sponsored by Banquet, is presented annually to an individual for their dedication and devotion to their profession of 30 years or more. Recent winners of this award have included Henry Mitchell, Ike Eigenrau, Bernie Paul, Dr. John O'Keefe, and last year's recipients were Ray Altmix with First Southern Bank and Bill Nielsen. I'm going to ask Bill and Ray if you would make your way to the stage and help present the award to this year's winners. This year's finalists for the Lifetime Achievement Award are Admiral Nancy Brown, and Fred Monroe. Okay, so Dallas, I'm going to get you for this. Congratulations to both of them. The 2017 Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Fred Monroe and Admiral Nancy Brown. Take your time as I recover from my stroke. Mr. Monroe, this is yours. Congratulations. I'll let you speak, and then she wasn't able to be here tonight, so I'll let something more on her. Okay.
Thank you, Chamber. Thank you, Nominating Committee. It's certainly been an honor for myself the last 42 years. It doesn't seem quite that long. We chose to come back to Marion. I've been fortunate enough to live and work in several states, but my wife and myself, we wanted to come back to Marion. Unlike some of you, I grew up in Marion. And believe it or not, in 1963, guess what happened? We elected a new mayor, Robert Butler, and I was graduating from high school. So Bob, this is something. But I would like to thank all the chamber and for a nice run for Monroe Cleaners. We've served Marion and the greater Marion area, and it's from my grandfather in 1916 and his wife Ethel at 107 and 109 West Main Street. Prior to that, in 1912, he did a West Side tailor shop, and that evolved into the Cleaners. And then after that, my Uncle Bill, my father Charles, and Jacqueline, they ran the business for many years, and then I joined them. So thank you again, Chamber. This certainly is an honor. Thank you.
I certainly think that goes to the secrecy of all this. I had no idea that was going to happen, and I opened the envelope to 2 awards with both names on it. Unfortunately, Ms. Brown was unable to be here tonight because of sickness. If I understood this right, she just wasn't able to fly and make the flight back. So what we're going to do is myself, on behalf of the Marion Chamber of Commerce, is going to accept that award for Admiral Brown. I know she wanted to be here and couldn't be, so we'll accept that award on her behalf. So a round of applause for her too, please. Okay, so what we'll do now, and I believe that's all the awards for tonight, just another round of applause for all the, not only the winners, but also for the nominees. That's a pretty decent group of people. If you'll remember, the bidding for the silent auction items ended just after dinner concluded. The winners should have been notified via text that they won. All bidders are welcome to go to the banquet room C, to see who won the package. Also remember, the silent auction items can be picked up after the conclusion of tonight's evening. So thank you to all of those who donated to the silent auctions and to those who bid on them. And again, I will remind you, at some point, take a look into the program, all the people that were a part of this, the sponsors that were a part of this. There's a lot of work, working with Dallas and the committee to put this together. This is a fantastic crowd tonight, and this was a fantastic event, Dallas. So thank you very much. I'm going to ask Janet Jensen to come back up to the stage. Janet, we're going to ask that you close the evening with your final remarks tonight, and good luck. And I know I speak on behalf of everyone here tonight and all the other chamber members, that anything you'll need in the following year, even if it's help up the stairs, we're here to help you, okay?
No, I don't know if it's good or bad, but John and I go way back. When he first returned to Southern Illinois, I was lucky enough to have him work with me. Oops, wherever he is. And he always has my back, and I appreciate him. Just in closing, there's a few people we want to recognize again. We want to recognize the members of the annual dinner committee, led by Misty Cobb and Mindy Reed. If those two young ladies would please stand, we appreciate all of their hard work. And we'd like all of the committee members to please stand. There's a list in your program and you could see them, but if everyone who serves on the annual dinner committee this year would please stand. Thank you. We would also like to thank everyone who helped out with tonight's program, as well as our event sponsors. We could not put on this event without everyone's support. Again, all of them are listed in your program, and we would appreciate it if you'd take some time to look at that at some time. So please, don't let this be the only chamber event you attend this year. Thank you for attending. Drive safe and have a great evening. Thank you.